In 5, 4, 3, 2. What's up, y'all? Jared, you finna have this song going during this
No, bro, I'm good, bro.
cut the table song.
I was like, oh, hold up. Before we start. Jared can't help it. He has to be disruptive when he's on the podcast.
You better know it. I got 7.
It's all good. This is Thank God for the Group Chat. We are back. Trying to get the ball rolling today, man. Like, Victoria is here. We got Jared here, live from 959, aka Porch 959, aka the Wood Shop, aka y'all know what it is.
AKA, you better know it. You did.
Keith is on the way. You will hear him as soon as you can hear him, and then he'll be here.
He's stuck in traffic.
He's stuck in traffic. He in the tunnel.
He on his way.
Yeah, on his
Got
way.
stuck at the turnpike.
Yeah, man. How y'all doing? How you doing, Victoria? How's the week been?
I'm good. Last week was a bit of a haze, but we made it. Yeah, it was a very heavy week, which we'll get to. Yeah. But you know, we're better. Yeah, good. I'm good though overall. Very happy to be alive. Grateful.
So what you're saying is you are so happy to be here.
Jared doing good.
Right, clearly.
Jared in his element right now.
You know what I'm talking about? All the way to my element.
Yeah.
How are you?
How am I?
Yeah.
I'm all right, man. I'm good. Like, it's just there's certain things in life you just realize, like, I can't do anything about this right now. And you know, God is good. I'm alive, breathing. Family's good. They love me. I love them. You know, got great friends. It's not much else you can ask for.
That's real.
Man, I mean, you know, it's the simple things in life we forget.
Mm-hmm.
You heard her talking, but you don't hear what she said. Why do we make
something
things
so easy, so complicated?
Searching for what's right in front of your face. But you can't see it.
It's gonna be a long hour and a half.
It is.
Yo, when you think about that song, right? Like you can feel the songwriterness of it.
Right.
Like when the hook gets done and he's like, but you can't see it. It's like anybody else would have left that verse, the hook the way it was, but they was like, nah, you gotta put something in there.
Right.
I don't got no upon further reviews. I don't know what we said last week that was wrong.
Upon further review, Sean King is still trash.
Is he?
Why he trash?
We were trying to figure out, was it last week or the week before?
It has nothing to do with his skin color. Don't go there.
We were trying to figure out if he was I used the word problematic. I don't know if that was the right word to use at the time. Hey.
Hi.
Share this. You disabled the ability to share the screen?
Did I?
Me?
And you know I ain't got. You know I ain't got it.
How I do that?
I don't know. It said that. It said that you did it. I don't need to be on this call.
Try it now.
Nah, your face, nigga.
We wanna see your face.
Okay, I'm gonna try again.
Hey, there we go.
Yo,
hey.
Hello, everyone.
Come on, bandana. Come on, bandana.
What did Jared say?
Oh, I said, why your screen so big?
I'm trying. That's why I didn't want to be on. So
you got to drag it over. I'm telling. Well, Jerry, just go on to Zoom and slide it over.
It's gonna come out like that anyway. You said. Unless
yeah, I know, but if you don't want to see it,
if you don't want to see my face,
you got options.
He just said he wanted to see Keith's face.
Don't say it like that.
Deion Sanders in it today. How y'all doing?
You doing all right, man?
Y'all good?
Hello.
Good. How you
Everybody
doing?
good? Can y'all hear me? I'm coming in good.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Am I coming in hot? I shouldn't be.
Nah, that's just
Nah.
song reference.
Like a fajita.
Like a fajita.
Why am I?
Good to see you, Jared.
You know, it's
Your
good to see
chest
y'all.
at least.
It is so happy to. I am so happy to be here.
All right.
He already started. He been started. We here.
Am I Wilson today? Y'all can't see my face.
Wilson. Shout out to Wilson, bro.
I think he passed away.
Did he?
Yeah.
What?
Like at least 5 years ago.
I'm realizing that there's like a list of people in my head that just have not aged for me. And I just like, for some reason, they just don't age or they shouldn't be. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Now you got your mic up enough this week?
Well, I hope so.
All right. So here's the deal, right? I noticed that you had to do some editing last week.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, because you was too low.
I was too low.
Okay, I'm telling you. I was like, turn it up. But it's good. It's good because you're a sound engineer and you know how to fix that. At least I wasn't up all night trying to fix it.
Yeah, I leveled that out as much as I could.
I'm ready to podcast. You got some good topics today.
I'm right back.
Yeah.
Right on cue.
That's why I asked him. I'm like, bro, you finna be running this saw on this thing? But yeah, what we talking about?
Did I not say this though? I said one day y'all gonna hear Jared actually building a swing on his podcast. Did I not say that?
Absolutely true.
The day has come.
If you're in the greater Atlanta metro area, shout out to Porch 959. You're getting a special glimpse into Jared building a swing, an actual porch swing. I have been the recipient of said porch swing. Love our porch swing.
Absolutely.
So if y'all looking for anything to enhance the property value of your home as well as the aesthetics, he got you. Just holler at him. Cabinets, counters, I don't know, sheds. You do roofing yet, bro? No roofing yet.
He do everything.
Whatever you need, just call Jared.
Whatever
You do quartz countertops. I need somebody. My daddy can't do it, so
he doing. Don't worry about it.
Let's go.
Why you throwing shade at your dad?
No,
it's
she's
not
not.
shade. He can't do it. Like he told me. He can do many other things.
She's like her dad. Her dad was her first option. He can't do it.
He can't do no.
Thank you, Keith. I'm over here trying to be messy.
That's Mr. Discord over there.
Look.
Trying to start beef with me and my dad.
That's Discord. Mr. Discord. That would be your villain name. Discord.
Is this my origin story?
Yeah.
Yes.
It all started with a podcast.
Who would have thought? But yeah, I mean, we outside. We still outside. Have any of the rules changed in Jersey, or are y'all on the same timeline, or like rules? Right.
There has been an uptick in coronavirus cases.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, as New York was declining, we started like going up. Maybe they moved all those patients over here.
Let's get them out the tunnel.
Let's get them out.
I did read an interesting statistic that said 65% of the cases in the U.S. originated out of people leaving New York in, I think, between February and March.
Yeah, that's when it all began.
That's just wow. I think it's at like 1.3 or 4 million cases. People are recovering. This is good. But it's not, not a sign or license to be careless. speaking of license to be careless, did we talk about this last week? Georgia is allowing the parents to sign off on the kids getting their license because of the road test backlog. So there's like 20,000 Georgia drivers were allowed to receive their license because the road test is that backlog because, of course, the DMV is closed. And the parents are just like, he or she can drive. Here you go. Here's your license. We good. This was.
Where do you need to go? Where do you need to go? Where you going?
Freedom. We need freedom.
Where you going?
Like,
you gotta do curbside pickup.
Our forefathers fought for this. I don't know.
Six Flags. I'm confused. I'm not clear.
Yeah,
this is dumb.
And
we already can't drive in this city. We're ruined.
People are concerned about it. Georgia is not doing. Yeah, Georgia ain't doing well. Anyway,
the chickens have come home to roost for Georgia,
and they roosting all right.
Yeah, y'all already couldn't drive out there.
It's bad. It's so bad.
Already was not using y'all turn signals. Y'all already was not knowing how to merge.
That's the biggest problem. People cannot merge here. They can't negotiate. It's just like, yo, you go, I go. You go. It's mad simple.
But they don't know how. So y'all was already giving out licenses
to kill.
Look, Georgia wasn't using their turn signals and stuff, but at least they wasn't cussing folks out while they was driving either. New York and New Jersey. What? Get out of the road! Whatever the accent is.
Are you sure? Are you sure they weren't doing it?
Yes.
All right.
Bro, I got in an Uber with a dude in 2016 in New York and was scared for my life.
4 years ago.
Such a specific.
Yep. Like, exactly. Yep.
That stuck with you.
Yeah, yes, it did.
Yep.
I just forgot.
Yep.
Huh? You want that? No. But I was afraid for my life. My life was at risk. He was riding by, cussing people out, cutting folks over. And I pull up to where I was going and just pull my hands off my face like, bro, I will, hey, yeah, just make sure I get 5 stars. I'm like, nigga, you finna get hitting your nose, nigga.
You had to put the explicit back on the podcast now.
Oh, my bad. I'm back.
What a thing to be back for. What a thing to be self-proclaimed for.
Podcast
our most profane. Right. Jay comes back.
Look at what he wants to be known for. Right, come on, man.
Yeah, Georgia, we outside. I was outside yesterday. Went to the park, grabbed some lunch, went to the park, sat 50 feet away from people. There was also no one there at the park either, so
sat 50 feet away from people.
When people are outside, man, even when we went to pick up our food, like there was a line outside, like the people picking up their orders and stuff. And the restaurant legit looked like almost as busy as it would look on a Sunday afternoon. Like they're in there running around. And I'm like, yo, like people really want tacos. So Georgia, we day outside, baby. I don't know. So we don't see. Hey, hang that up.
I did. I gotta turn off my disconnect this, whatever.
Speaking of outside, so part of being outside is kind of rolling back restrictions and rolling back all this stuff. our shelter in place and from state to state, blah blah blah. Apparently, the White House wants to dismantle the coronavirus task force beginning Memorial Day, which, for those who don't know, Memorial Day is in about what's this today, the 11th, 12th, in about a week and a half. And they're essentially going to start, just kind of letting people, phase out so things can, I guess, get back to normal. If that's I don't know. I think it's mostly in an effort to. I think it's for me. I can see it as a layered thing. One, it's definitely election season, so they want to drive home the idea that things are okay, and get rid of that. They also are trying to push the economy to get back into full swing. And part of that is just not having a task force and having nobody, kind of reporting and saying, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Is we're going to go to work and we're going to get things going so we can start giving y'all money. And I think it's also to somewhat save face to say, like, oh, we're good now. We don't need to have these people coming in here and doing all this stuff every day. How y'all feel about that? Y'all ready for the task force to be dismantled, for us to just get back into full swing?
I'm ready for a competent government. Yeah, like it's almost like they are looking at a list of things to not do and being like, let's do this. And I think that is the most frustrating part in all of this, because they are facts and figures and very, very obvious to not do all the things that they're doing. And yet, like, I don't even, I hate it. It's stupid. And I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I don't even think about it anymore. I'm just in the house. Like, that's what I do know, is that I'm in the house until further notice. I don't know when I'm going to go back outside and rejoin society.
They said in Georgia, the info they put out was that on June 12th, everyone, people that are immunocompromised, over 60, at risk or whatever, they'll be able to go outside. That's when everybody can come out, June 12th.
Again, based on what?
I don't know.
Based on what?
Don't know.
That's the thing that honestly frustrates me the most, is like, y'all are out here throwing out these arbitrary dates and deadlines, and it's just like, these are like, you have nothing to base this off of except like that just felt good to say. You were like, June 12th seems like a great day to open everything back up.
They cast lots to pick a date.
Like, what?
They trying to open up New York, I think, on
like, hey, what
15th.
What date you going for?
Oh, open up.
No, literally, it's a crapshoot. On what day? June 24th?
Some May something. May 15th, I think they were trying to open up New York or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so Friday. Word. Okay.
Yeah. Word.
Okay.
I know. I think May 15th, I know that's California's day for when I guess they're going to lift their shelter in place.
Allegedly.
But yeah, man, we're going to see just y'all just keep staying safe out there as much as you can. And by as much as you can, I mean,
what you just say?
Don't be stupid. Stay safe out there.
That ain't what you just said.
What I said. When
you listen to it, you're going to hear what you just said. You said, y'all just keep saying safe.
This is what you came back for?
Yes. Y'all just keep on saying out there and just safe.
No. God. But yeah.
I'm back.
In keeping with the White House, a couple people in the White House on staff have tested positive for COVID-19.
A couple? It's the whole staff.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 3 of them.
Oh. He got like 7 Secret Service members that got
corona. No, the Secret Service thing I heard about. Yeah.
His valet got corona.
Trump's valet, one of Trump's valets got it.
Well, I
Vice
bet you
President's assistant got it.
Michelle Obama at the house like.
I don't know.
They're like, whew. We ain't got it. I'm sorry. All right, let's keep going.
But yeah, the Secret Service thing, I did read about that. They kind of covered that up. It was like there are 60 of them or 50 of them that are on quarantine. 11 of them actually had it or have it. Which I'm like, do y'all have like backup Secret Service people? Like, what do you do? Like, do you get? How do you do that? Like, you got Secret Service people on call, like just in case.
It's a lot of them, Lon. It's a lot of them.
Rework the schedule.
I'm realizing that.
What I don't understand is how Donald Trump can be in such close quarters to these people that have coronavirus, but he himself does not get it.
Burger Man, how?
There's a part of you that like kind of hopes.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you wasn't around. You don't be around him. Oh, okay.
God.
Wait for your president, yo.
It's a part of me that kind of hopes.
You're like, oh, you don't be in the same room with him. He don't be in the Oval Office. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay.
They're making everybody that go into the West Wing now.
You sure? You sure you don't want him to like drop off a sandwich or something? No? You don't be getting hungry in the office? No. Okay.
No, nothing.
Okay.
All right.
Who gonna make that McDonald's run today? You got it?
But
ain't no but he probably got a whole kitchen in there dedicated to McDonald's.
Yeah, you know he do. You seen Richie Rich?
Oh my God. Because you seeing Richie Rich.
That's the bar we're going on for Richie
Absolutely.
Rich.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
what did Donald Trump do with the basketball court that Barack put up? Because I know he don't be balling.
He probably I think he upgraded the golf simulator or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That boy turned it into a tandem machine so he can get more on.
A walk-in tandem machine.
Right. I just want to walk in and it feels like I'm outside.
Right.
He stay putting that orange stuff on his face every day.
Right.
That makeup, that Cheeto dust.
That Cheeto dust.
He got different flavors of it.
Oh.
I want the hot Cheeto dust today.
You got any hot Cheeto? I got a press conference today.
I call it the Oompa Loompa machine.
Hey, is it me or does he not low key talk like Smithers from
He does
He does.
from The Simpsons.
From The Simpsons? He low key sound like Smithers.
He despicable.
That's the word. That is the word.
Despicable, right? That's the word, right?
Person.
Right.
Duplicitous.
All right. Anyway, was it
Pray for your president.
this weekend? Yeah, pray for your president.
Yeah, that's how you got ended. That's like when you talk about your friend and then be like, but that's my man though.
Right.
That's the homie, but that's the homie though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the Christian equivalent of that.
Right.
Pray for him. Pray for your president.
You know, that's just the enemy.
You know that's just the enemy.
Yeah, over the weekend, we had Sage Fest pop off on Saturday night.
No, surprisingly enough, we did not. Surprisingly enough, we did not.
If y'all weren't aware, another bout in the Versus series took place. Jill Scott versus Erykah Badu. And
I'm ready. Jared, you ready?
Don't judge me.
He ain't watch it.
He ain't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
He gonna be listening to it and then gonna say, "Oh, I gotta go back and watch it." Yeah, right. Still not watch it.
You got wife and kids. You got time.
Victoria, Victoria, did you see it?
Victoria, did you watch it? You didn't watch it?
No.
Why you don't like women?
That's the thing. That's the reason. That's the thing. That's definitely it.
Yeah. I hate my own kind.
Black women.
My own kind.
She the Uncle Ruckus of women.
Yep.
No relation.
No relation.
Down with feminism.
Turn the gain up on your mic a little bit.
She don't know.
Me?
It's the button.
Is that better? I know where the gain is. Thank you very much.
Too high.
Because it says
too high.
Back off of it a little bit.
Can you hear it now?
A little bit.
Is this better?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Great guy.
Look at us sound checking during the show.
It was fine when we started, and her mic did this weird thing, and I don't know.
We don't.
Yeah, and then she was coming in hot. It's like a fajita.
What song is this?
It's some weird variation of Andy and Lecrae song.
Okay.
I refuse to believe that.
Look at where Christian hip hop has gone.
I don't.
All right.
Do we want to have that tangent? When the Christian hip hop people gonna battle? We're gonna have
We already talked about this. No. It's a hard no.
Celebration of Christian hip hop.
You gotta call it a celebration, exactly.
You're right.
But yeah, Sage Fest happened. Erykah and Jill battled. I watched some of it. I
watched the whole thing because I like to be prepared for this podcast.
Yeah, Keith likes to be prepared. We don't like that at all. I don't see the reason for doing that. Feels like a bit much.
Wing it.
So, what are your thoughts on the battle, Keith? Take it away.
It was. I mean, I saw a lot of. I can't stand black people.
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Out the gate, let's go.
Word.
I think we like to say that everything is good and great because a black person did it. And in my opinion, that waters down the opinion of black people when it comes to the arts, because we just call everything good. I don't trust us when we say that. Oh, I read that book. That book was good. I'm like, you call everything good because I'm like, wait, like, what are you quantifying as good? You know what I mean? But that's, I mean, I was going to say that's neither here nor there, but that's both here and there. It was like, it was just two queens celebrating each other. I'm like, okay, but that's not what we was in here for.
Yeah.
That's not what this was about. And I get it. Like with each artist and with each battle, the audience is going to change. Yeah. I do understand it. Mm-hmm. And in large in part, we have to watch this stuff because we do a podcast. But I, for one, wasn't interested in this battle. What I wanted to hear were the 10 hits that they had between themselves. Mm-hmm. Because they were going to 20 or whatever they were going to. I don't even think they went to 20. I just think they just rattled off some songs. This is the song I like to play. And I'm like, you could tell these were songs that neither one of them had heard from the other before. You like, I like that one. What was the name of that one? And we all was like that. You know what I mean? And they would just play songs and stuff. Like, oh, I gotta go back and listen to that. Like you could tell I've never heard this before. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It was, I mean, it wasn't sagey, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it was a little
Or for lack
sagey
of the
than
term that I want to use.
I anticipated.
But Lon told me to stop using.
Yeah.
But to a point, I'm cool with it. You know, yes, let's celebrate one another. Let's celebrate the great artistry that we do. But after a while, it just became like, it was almost like disingenuous. Like after every song, Jill Scott was thanking Erykah Badu. And like we presumed that they both were going to play. They both played You Got Me right out the gate.
Yeah.
And they played the whole song.
Yeah.
And I said, it lasted 3.5 hours, this thing.
Yeah.
And they were still trying to keep it going. It's like, get in, get out. Do what you got to do. Let us enjoy it and get out. It was a lot. And it started at like, I think they peaked at like 730 something K, right? Which is a lot. And I think it broke the record for the vote versus
than I thought it was gonna. Like that was, I was thinking 300 or 400K. 7 hours. Yeah.
You have to understand the influence that Jill Scott and Erykah Badu both possess. Like it's undeniable. And
for sure.
It's kind of surprising to me that they don't have as many hits as you would think that they would have. You know what I mean? Because of their influence, because of the influence that they've had on Black women and subsequently Black men, you know? It's cool. It was cool. I was waiting on certain songs to be played. They weren't played to the latter ends. So you could kind of tell that they really weren't trying to have a competition. It was just like, listen to this song, listen to this song. Well, y'all slept on this song. Listen to this song, listen to that. Surprisingly enough, I think this is probably Jill Scott's biggest song. She didn't play it. Daydreaming by Lupe Fiasco.
Really?
Didn't play it. Didn't play it. And Lupe posted about it. He tweeted like a LeBron meme, like, yo, like, why you ain't play that song? But they weren't battling. And I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want to see y'all celebrating each other all day and all night. Yeah. Yo, get your best 20 and play it. Not the songs that you like. Get the songs that we rock with. Look at that popularity meter on iTunes and see what we like.
Go to Spotify. Get your top 10 off Spotify.
Right. Look at the Billboard chart. See where it ranked. So we can, you know what I mean, like have something that we all enjoy.
Yeah, it was so I watched the beginning of it because Aaron watched it, like the whole thing. Because you know that's just
I could see that being her bag.
Oh, absolutely. And she was like, that was the best battle. I was like, no,
it was not.
It was not
good. It wasn't a battle at all.
Them songs are just songs you love from a particular time in your life. And you know, it is, and that's fine. That's fine. But objectively speaking, it wasn't good.
I will say this. Jill Scott is not down. What up, Jaden? And was Jaden amongst all the wood and dust and stuff like that.
No mask.
Amazes me. So what up, man?
What's up?
So no, Jill Scott, you could tell I thought she'd be down with some of the stuff that Erykah was saying. There was a lot of like spiritualism involved and stuff like that. But she just kept on with that whole Christian response. Like when you don't have, like when you don't agree with what the person is saying, but it ain't worth the argument.
Yeah, we don't have time.
You're like, yeah, so you know, the moon and the stars, that's what brings it all together. And she was like,
We're already wasting
like you could tell she was very careful, like not to nod her head or like show that she was agreeing in any point in time. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, low key, I would think she was with some of the same stuff too. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
definitely thought she was.
All sage don't burn alike. Sometimes it's just for food.
What?
Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I said all sage don't burn alike. Sometimes people just burn it because they put stuff in their food. Not because.
What do you mean, sage?
Yeah.
Well, there is a seasoning
Sometimes
sage
people
that
just
you
use sage to
put,
cook.
but
Absolutely. Rocks have their place.
Yeah.
Sage has its place.
Just don't let them cry out for you.
Crystals, candles, all of that stuff has its place. It's when you use that stuff to start conjuring up stuff and trying to possess certain things.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
By him and through him, all things were created.
You heard it here first.
Some people might be hearing it here first.
It's true.
But yeah, I don't think it should.
I ain't even attempt to score that battle.
Yeah, it went to me. I just know.
I was like, y'all not trying. Why should I try? Y'all not trying.
I saw the beginning. I saw the end. I just know Erykah went out swinging because she played Bag Lady, Window Seat, Tyrone. So I'm like, oh, you went out.
But so did Jill.
Yeah.
Jill played, and Jill didn't play Golden,
which is weird.
She didn't play Golden at all?
No. She didn't play Golden. She didn't play Daydream. Right? She didn't play that song, which is her biggest hit, probably, more than likely, because that was a crossover joint, because Lupe's crossover. She didn't play. She was about to not play. Is it the way?
Yeah.
You love? She wasn't about to play that. She almost didn't play Long Walk. Erykah Badu had to remind her, "Hey, girl, I wrote Long Walk. You better play it." I did not know Erykah Badu wrote a Long Walk.
That's crazy.
Right.
That was nuts.
You know. This does not sound like a fun battle.
It wasn't.
It wasn't a battle.
It should not have been staged as that. This was a playlist. It was a playlist party. This was not a battle.
Well,
a lot of them songs are just straight up whack, if we're gonna be honest. Erykah didn't play Hello featuring Andre 3000.
Sure she was gonna play that.
I feel like that was the song that if you didn't like Erykah Badu, you would like her a little bit.
That's that song for me.
Because that was me.
Which one?
Hello.
I don't know. I don't know.
I was like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Andres.
Otherwise.
Andre's crazy.
If he don't quit playing that flute and give us a couple bars, man.
You know, that man went to SCAD. He took classes at SCAD for interior design.
What is he gonna do when you're rich?
Continue to do the thing that made you rich.
And boy, he don't have to no more.
I know he don't want to. I thought about him today. I was like, okay.
Oh, he's on
you gonna call him?
Is that Andre 3000?
Yeah.
Girl, I thought that was Sinbad.
It's true that.
Yes, you did. I'm sure you did.
Look like Cole from Martin.
First of all, it's crazy that y'all are trying to play this right now because I've worn this shirt before and Lance.
The whole time I thought it was Sinbad. I was like, okay.
Specifically has been. Y'all fake.
All right. Shout out to Rerun. I know people's. Leave Victoria alone.
Everybody listening to y'all.
Victoria gonna chop all of us in our throat when she sees us, nigga.
I sure am. I can't wait.
Remember that Andre 3000 joke you had?
Drop kick. Every last one of you.
Oh my goodness. On a sadder note, music note.
Okay.
Over the weekend, music mogul, giant, pioneer, like,
yeah,
man, like, I don't even know black music would not, black music and partly also pop music would not be the way it is, if it were not for Andre Harrell.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away over the weekend. Um, from what I understand, from a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Unexpected. It's just crazy. He's 59.
59.
Um, yeah. Uh, super sad. If you don't know Andre Harrell, look him up. If you're familiar with Teddy Riley, uh, Sean Puffy Combs,
Mary J. Blige,
Uptown
Jodeci.
Records, like, man, anything that was hot in the 90s, 2000s, he was either responsible for it, or it was literally no less than 2 degrees of separation to get to him for that.
Mm-hmm.
And crazy loss.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy loss. And you definitely saw like the outpouring of love social media from like the entire industry. And one of the things people have said is like they never seen him not smiling. Always willing to help, always down to move like music forward, especially in the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if him and Kook are related. Harrell.
I don't. He looks like him. He might be.
Yeah.
He might be. Harrell's a writer, vocal producer. If you don't know the name, I think he's worked a lot with Rihanna and
Usher.
Yeah, a lot of those major artists. But yeah, rest in peace to him. Like prayers to his family. I think we're so caught up in everything happening with the coronavirus. Like we forget that people are still like day to day having non-COVID-19 related things happen to them.
Right.
It gets drowned out so much. You kind of, it's weird. You automatically assume, oh, was it the virus? You automatically go there. But man, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that you just like, man.
It sucks, man. I just saw him on Joe Budden's live like a couple of weeks ago, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, I said, you know what would be crazy? I hate having those thoughts. You ever have that thought and then it happens?
Mm-hmm.
It happens a lot, man.
Yeah.
Like if y'all think of somebody and like just out of nowhere and then a thought comes to your mind about that person not being here anymore, you gotta stop and pray. Like you just gotta stop and pray, man.
Yeah.
It just happens so often. But I saw him on Joe Budden's page because I was about to leave, and then he popped up on the page. He was like, "Oh, here's Dre. Dre about to come on the live," and I was like, "Dre, I'm about to get off." And then it popped up. It was Andre Harrell, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta stay. I gotta listen to it."
I think he was a senior vice president at Revolt.
Yeah, he was something at Revolt for sure. Which is crazy because he gave Puffy his start, and now then he was working with Puffy. Like that's like, I don't care about ego. I don't care about none of that stuff. Let's get this money.
Let's go.
Let's do what we got to do for the culture.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. I saw a video of him telling the story about how Puffy was going to Howard at the time, and he would take the train to come to New York. Like he literally had to like talk to his professors and stuff to go. He finished his internship, got done, he came back and he was like, yo, like if I can make it up here these 3 days a week, can I still work for you? And he was like, I mean, yeah, bro, if you want to. And talk to his professors and you let him come back. He wouldn't worry about the money or nothing like that. He just, yeah, man, people like that are just, they're priceless, bro.
Yeah.
They're priceless. I have yet to hear, people come up and, you always hear these weird, negative or like sketchy stories about, I've yet to hear a terrible story about Andre Harrell. I've never heard anything.
Right.
So that just speaks to character and speaks to the love, like Keith said. Some like, let's go and move this stuff forward. Like, who's working for who and who got like,
right.
Come on, bro. Like, it's more important stuff behind this than just who's in charge.
It's crazy. I literally never heard anybody have any bad thing. Like, never.
Yeah, never.
Like, that's.
Yeah. You always hear something creeping out about somebody not acting right, not treating somebody right, not something.
Yep.
Never. And to have that kind of power and influence, to imagine you could say, yeah, I'm partly responsible for Sean Puffy Coleman Diddy. Like, and then you gotta like think about everything that came from Puffy, like Biggie, and, like all this stuff. Like, to have that under your belt alone is enough for you to want to throw your weight around.
Right.
If you feel like you needed to. Never, like, come on, bro. We're not here for that. And he's definitely somebody I would encourage anybody that wants to get into music, or especially the executive side of music, to, man, look up, research, great person to model yourself after, man. How to treat people, how to do things right, how to give people chances, and just keep pushing forward, man. So it was a major loss for the music industry for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was super sad. I was like, oh, bro, man.
I told you, I saw it the night I saw it. I was like, hold up. And you get in those moments where you hear stories and I just started Googling. I'm like, yo, no. And I saw that this is stupid, but I looked at the Wikipedia page and it didn't say like died. And I was like, okay, maybe this is just, and then like 10, 15 minutes, more Instagrams, more tweets. And I was like, man. Because apparently D Nice, I think, announced it on one of his lives. Like, he stopped the music.
Yeah.
And announced it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, prayers out to his family for sure. Especially when you're just not expecting it, man. Like, no one welcomes that either way, but it's just tragic. But
yeah,
thankful for that he made the best of what he had while he was here, man.
And then you gotta think of Puff, like, for real. Yeah. Like, after, like, that's the first person I thought of. You know what I mean? No disrespect to his family or anything like that, but I thought about Puff because he's been losing people, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, like, and I know Andre Harrell, like, definitely a big brother to him. So, yeah.
I mean, kind of like the whole Kobe situation. A lot of people thought of Jordan before they, before they thought of his wife. I mean, not disrespectfully, but a lot of people were like, dang, I wonder, like, what Jordan's thoughts were or are.
I definitely thought about Vanessa first.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying I did. I'm saying a lot of people did.
Yeah.
You definitely at some point in those first initial thoughts would kind of go to basketball, but then, like, particularly the Lakers and just him,
Genie Bus and all of them,
like, seeing him at the games again and stuff, and but yeah,
you see all of these pictures, man. Not to get in my Kobe bag, but it's funny. Like, I thought about this yesterday. Well, even today, you just see all these pictures surfacing of Kobe Bryant. And I'm like, man, this dude was out here. I saw a picture of him and Mary J. Blige.
Really?
Yeah, like, they just chopping it up. I'm like, for anybody to say that Kobe wasn't, like, a part of the culture and that's what they try to say about him, I'm like, Kobe was a man of the people, like, for real, for real. He was in the studio with Kanye West and, like, a couple of heavy hitters, like, when some songs was about to drop or something like that. Like, Kobe played basketball at the Rucker.
Yeah.
Can Michael Jordan say that he played ball at the Rucker?
Nah.
And shut the Rucker down? Nah. We ain't got footage of that.
Mike didn't care.
No, Michael wasn't performing for us.
Ain't no rings involved. Why?
I get it.
Republicans wear sneakers.
Oh, we definitely have to talk about this documentary, though.
Are you up to date?
I am.
I missed last night.
But we don't have to talk about it right now because we need to get Victoria involved.
Yeah, we don't get to it. We also lost Little Richard this weekend as well.
Victoria, weigh in on Little Richard.
Very sad.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
You're not about to do him like that.
I'm not big on speaking when people die. I mean, like, I don't know. This has just been a very rough week. Past week was very rough. So
I feel you.
There's only so much energy that
I
personally have to reflect into, because it was just too much. Well, I mean, it was sad. Honestly, I saw it and I was just like another person, and I'm not really. It's a lot.
Lil Richard, one of the founding fathers of rock and roll. He was one that did not get his flowers while he was living. He took them things. He took them.
He was like, nah, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. This is me. This is me. And y'all going to appreciate me for that. He made sure to, like, say what he felt like he originated. To a large part, I do admire that about him.
You're not gonna take them piano riffs and put your name on them. That's me.
That's me.
So rest in peace to him. He was 87 years old. For some reason in my head and my heart, I just felt like he was in the 60s, which is unreasonable.
And I keep telling you, it was the makeup.
Yeah.
What, Victoria? So you ain't got
mustache.
Say no. Now you don't do that. Don't do that. Wait, what mustache? He was looking old lately.
I haven't seen recent pictures of him, I wouldn't know.
He was looking a little older.
I feel like there were only certain pictures allowed.
Yeah, I think he was one of those guys
to be put out.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But yeah, rest in peace to him, prayers to his family as well. On a lighter note for now, Elon Musk fell asleep on a keyboard and named his kid.
That's funny. That's funny.
Elon Musk had, I think it's his first kid, if I'm not mistaken, with a Canadian pop singer named Grimes.
It's Grimes?
Yeah, Grimes.
I
thought it was Grimace.
Okay.
What the?
I thought it was Grimace. That's why I sent y'all that the picture of Grimace
I know, right? And I'm just picking that up. It was funny to me either way.
I said, "This is who he married. This is who he getting married to." A McDonald's character, a little Happy Meal.
Yo, what happened? They got rid of them. What happened?
Chad stupid.
A McDonald's character with a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to them. They stopped messing with Ronald.
They did.
They stopped messing with Ronald.
I'm muting right now. I'm not doing this.
But yeah, his sons. Well, I'll say this: they named their kid. It's X. Then it's an AE, which is like a lingual symbol. It's used in different languages, and it's an A12. All right. They submitted the name to the births and deaths registry of I think Los Angeles County, and it was rejected.
How you reject the name?
What is this?
How you reject the name? That's what I wouldn't name.
They were like, "This is a typo."
It was like you're gonna have to try again. So I don't know what the end result is gonna be, but he can't name his kid that. At least that's what they
Listen, if his mama called him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay. His mama named him Clay. I'm calling him Cassius.
Well, his mama named him XXX Tentacion, apparently.
Right. Tentacion, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's reasons for the name. It's just, but it's like, all right, that's cool and all, but you put numbers in your kid's name, bro.
I get tired of celebrities trying to outdo each other with how weird their kids' names are.
I want to name. I want to name my kid 7 so bad.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
But you said numbers in the name.
No,
yeah, but
like
he literally put the
numbers.
number 12.
A-1-2.
I named my kid 12.
As long as you spell it out, it won't get rejected.
Yeah, just spell it out. That's what you just need to spell everything out.
No. So he tried to put in a password. His name is a password. And it got rejected.
Yes.
They're like, no, it can't have these type of characters in the password, sir.
Right.
How you log into this baby?
It's a captcha test.
My baby's name is my PIN number.
Right, exactly. You got a Wi-Fi password.
Yeah. I think Elon is weird. I think he
that baby is a QR scan. I'm tired of logging in every time.
Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla car company. Victoria looking like, I'm not talking about nobody baby on this podcast.
QR scan.
But yeah, that was, yeah, he has a microchip in his head, I think. So Elon.
I thought you meant the baby. I wouldn't be surprised if the baby did.
That's coming. Yeah. Some people just don't need to have money.
Or kids, apparently.
Or kids.
They so smart. They just gonna get money and just do whatever. So you can't even stop it. Like, what do you do?
What is he going to do? What is he going to do with the name now, though?
I don't know. They didn't say. I just know lately he's been threatening to move Tesla out of California because of the shelter-in-place orders and stuff. Because he wants the company to get back to business.
Okay.
So he's just like, if y'all open back up, I'm moving my company out of California. And they're like, all right, bro. Cool story.
Where you gonna move it to? Georgia? We open.
Ours.
We open.
Yeah.
Move it over here.
Yeah. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, this is just stuff on things on lighter notes as well. Found out the post office is going broke.
That's on a lighter note?
Is that a lighter note?
I just got a job at the post office, honestly, actually.
Oh, praise God.
Yeah. Hey, can I get some stamps?
Can I get my packages?
Yeah.
That's also very real.
See, they got that.
Like, literally, like.
Yeah, just let me know. I got insurance on the package anyway, so if they playing.
Like, yeah, they have been playing with my packages. I'll be honest, because I ordered like 2 max, 2 shipments of max. They never came. And I'm hitting the person up like, yo, did you send this? And they was like, yeah, I sent them. I'll send out some more. And like, they never come. I'm like, who'd you send them to? USPS. I'm like, okay.
I'm not gonna lie, USPS has always been trash. So
when
they're staying consistent.
I vow to do better. They're on brand, Victoria.
They're staying consistent with the terrible service. So
we've been not giving you your
they
stuff.
Were like,
so I don't know what the problem is.
Yo, they will drive past your mailbox for nothing. Like, so trash day. Like, bro, my trash has to be out here. Like, I'm not responsible for where they put it back when they pick it up. They'll be like, oh, trash bin. I can't drive around. And just keep going. Like, I legit was at work one day and saw the mail lady see me standing outside by.
Oh, yeah, yes, I remember.
I said
somebody got a mail lady story. It's you. Go ahead.
Saw me standing by the mailbox with 2 packages for her to pick up, and she just was like, "Oh." So, and it was like, so there's like a container. I work at a warehouse for because there's a container by one of them, 20-foot containers by the on the the loading dock. And I'm like, you're in a car, you can drive around it. You're in a car. Like, just come. And she's like, "Oh, it's too much. Gotta go."
Gotta go.
So, yeah, I don't know. They saying they need 69 billion by September.
Wait a minute. Is that why Donald Trump was like, y'all need to raise your prices by 3 times?
Yeah.
And that's how you know he's not a good businessman.
Yeah. I will say, I will cut him some slack on this. This is not his fault.
Huh?
So
it came out your mouth.
Oh, no, not for him saying something stupid. I'm talking about for the post office being where they're at.
I don't think that's, I didn't equate that then.
Okay, my bad.
He put his mouth on it. He said, I demand y'all to raise your prices by 3 times the amount that you already charging.
That is how he talks.
And that's how you get out of debt, is by raising the prices of the products that people already aren't buying.
They need to restructure.
Yeah. Simple math.
That's business 101 to not do that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they don't even teach that because that's common sense.
Yeah. Just raising your prices is not gonna fix the problem here. Like, y'all need to restructure. But
they have competition now. Who knew that there'd be a deep dive on this conversation?
I know, right?
I did. But there's FedEx, there's Amazon now, there's other things, there's other options.
And I think Amazon is using them to deliver some of their packages. And Amazon historically has been getting out of actually like paying the money they should be paying to the post office for them to use their services. But they've just gone around that, and they use UPS for the most part. I know with my Amazon packages, if I have a return, I can just go to I don't even have to pack it no more. I can just go to the UPS store with my code. They'll scan it and take it and box it for me. So
I expect them to box stuff for me.
Do you?
Yes. When I was when I was trying to send that interface to Victoria,
yeah.
She was like, you want me to box this up and wrap it for you? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't that what y'all do here?
Yeah, like there was no tape, no nothing. Like, what you want me to do? You wanted me to print out this thing by myself. You wanted me to wrap it up. No.
I don't work here.
No, I don't.
It's like the self-checkout.
Yeah, right. No. I might as well have mailed it myself. No. Come and do all of this.
Yeah, so they're trying to figure that out. And Donald Trump just appointed a new postmaster general, which is one of his biggest donors. So he basically just gave his friend a job.
He bought a job.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how it go.
Remember.
Wait, but how is he appointing people? I'm confused.
Yeah, the last postmaster general just left. I think he retired or whatever.
Remember all that stuff I donated? Remember?
Let me run the post office.
Yeah, right. Okay, then time to pay up.
I was like, all right, what you want? The post office.
Yeah. I want to start in the mailroom, and I want to work my way. That's funny. Y'all gonna give me my props.
Start in the mailroom. I donated you $10 million, and I want to start in the mailroom.
Working my way up the ladder.
Yeah, I should be in charge in about 10 years. But yeah, that was like a really random weird story. Yeah, I saw. Speaking of things that getting seen, they found out where Tekashi live at because he's stupid. Um,
Cause he's stupid.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Tekashi 6ix9ine recently released uh artist. Um, he he must have been home. He's been out of jail for like a month now, maybe. He officially resurfaced in one of Tory Lanez's lives on Instagram, and he officially went live on Instagram last week. And
was it last week?
Yeah, last week over the weekend. It was like Friday, maybe.
Yeah,
Friday, Thursday, Friday.
but that ain't how they found him, though.
No, it's not. They found him because he posted a picture on Instagram of him holding a bunch of money on a deck somewhere. Yeah, who cutting grass, bro?
My bad. Hold on. Hey man, my neighbor, man, he hate me, bro. I don't know what's going on right now, man.
It's all good.
All right.
But they found him because he was outside doing it, and I don't know what neighborhood he was in, but some little white girl on social media she was outside on her deck, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, Tekashi like 6ix9ine lives next door to me." Oh my god! And then
Stupid.
these other little white.
She
kids.
not stupid. He's stupid.
No, he's stupid.
Oh, thank you.
That's what I'm calling stupid. Not a little white girl. She just being white.
We're gonna get to that. And then
there's a lot to talk about today.
And then these other two dudes, the white fans, drove past the house as well. Because he was out.
No, they drove past the house when the police showed up, though.
Yeah, he was all down. The police showed up. They was all down the block because he is not in witness protection, but I guess he's still receiving some sort of protection from the police.
So he wasn't supposed to come out the house.
Idiot.
That's why that first video, so a while back, they granted him access to be able to, well, not access, they granted him the rights to be able to shoot videos in the house. No, not in his backyard, in his house.
Oh.
Yeah, he could only shoot videos in the house because you under some type of protection. If you in the yard or if you're in the front yard, everybody gonna see who you are. You know what I'm saying? You got rainbow colored hair. So everybody gonna see who you are. So, you know what I'm saying?
He put himself in a tough spot. He's not the most he's very recognizable.
Right, you're an idiot, bro. So yeah. So the girl posted about it first, and then the police showed up, and those boys were following that girl, so they drove by the house, and that's when they saw him.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently the two boys knew that girl or something like that.
They probably knew her from school or something. They know where she stayed
right.
at.
Yep, and just drove by and saw the police outside.
Dang.
Yep, out of there.
I don't know. Yep.
Nothing's gonna happen to him.
You think so?
I'm sure there's nothing that's gonna happen to him. But I don't know. Apparently, he knows something that we don't. To be that out in the open about very brazen. Yeah, because the same thing happened to what we're potentially talking about happening to him is what happened to what's the young man's name who was 20 years old that was killed? He was like one of 50 Cent's guys. Pop Smoke.
Oh.
And he wasn't even trying to have his stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? They saw they saw the building number, and the area looked familiar to them, and then they found him. You know what I mean?
He parked the Range Rover out front of his house.
Yeah, but you don't be you don't be thinking about that stuff or think you have to worry about that stuff when you're not even in your city.
Well, I don't even think it was him. I think someone else posted
it. His homeboy.
Yeah.
It wasn't intentional. It was just
But so for him to be like you said, Lon, that brazen, I don't think that anything's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He knows something that we don't.
Must be. But we gonna see.
Listen,
I just
all
know
I'm
you
gonna say is
can't.
this:
It's reckless.
there are some young goons that kick it with some of these boys that don't care. Like these older dudes ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
But the young dudes, one of the older dudes is going, hey, I need y'all to, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't got nothing to lose. They're going to be like, all right, cool. I'm going to get my stripes, and they're going to go do something.
Need y'all to coordinate. So, yeah. If I were, I mean, it's quite a situation to find yourself in. If I were him, like, the last thing I'll be thinking about is you put a music video out.
Bro.
You mad. And it's just like, he was on live trying to justify the whole thing. Like, of course I snitched. Like, how you feel if somebody was trying to smash your baby mom, stealing money from you? Like, they was the ones that was disloyal first.
So here's my thing. I was told this a long time ago. Ain't no loyalty in the streets. So if you didn't know that, if you didn't know that you was trying to be loyal to some folks who might potentially just be getting you for your money, bro, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you the one went into this. So yeah, you the goofy. You know what I'm saying? You the one, you in the wrong. You knew what type of game you was getting into, and yeah, you thought you was playing the game and ended up getting played.
Yeah, it happens.
That's on you.
You just gotta take it on the chin. You gotta take it on the chin, bro. This
what I will say is, he is a marketing. His team is marketing geniuses. They are amazing.
They're using him too.
Yeah, I mean, but his team is amazing.
They're using him too, bro. They was hella glad the virus popped up so he can get out of jail.
Man, listen, I'm about to
Birdman hands all day, bro. They yeah.
Right.
And they're not gonna care if he lives or he dies. It's money. That's all it is.
I'm about to shoot somebody with this drill right here, you know what I'm saying, and see if Makita will give me a check. If they'll get me out of jail, bro, I can get a check.
Who's Makita?
What's up?
Makita, they make the drill
company.
I was
about to say Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Who Makita is? That who's cutting the grass?
Right.
But yeah, man, I don't
know. Hey, Jared, remember that time? Remember that time? Yeah, you already know. Remember that time we went to Home Depot looking for a way to see beams through the wall and all of that?
That boy said, nah, that's not so you can see the beams. That's so you can see the temperature of the wall. I said, nigga, what?
He said, that's how you know how hot it is in your house. Is, you just put this device up against the wall and then it'll measure the temperature of the wall.
I was like, what?
Okay.
Right. Me and Keith
like,
huh?
Right. We both looked at each other like, all right, cool. Yeah, we're going to take it anyway.
Exactly. We was in there for about a good 20 minutes. She was like, I'm gonna get it, bro. I'm gonna get it, bro. I was like, yeah, I think you should. I don't.
Right. I think you should.
Because we was sitting there like dumbfounded, like, for the wall, why would you need to measure the heat of the wall? Why would we need that?
And I've literally been using it ever since.
Exactly. Yeah. It's made by Milwaukee, so that's what made me think.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is made by Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I looked at it long enough trying to figure out what it was for.
Not everybody in Home Depot know what they're talking about.
Apparently not. He said, bro, I've been here for 13 years. It's for measuring the temperature of the wall. Did he not say how long he was there for?
That boy told us he had been there for 13 years. I was like, boy, you must have came straight out of kindergarten with this.
I'm in the 13th grade right now. This is for measuring the wall.
This is measuring the wall. I was like, this boy is tripping. I am in the 13th grade right now. It's hilarious. Yeah, I'm about to go to the 14th. Now what?
Right now, now what? And that's when we start measuring the walls.
Not just the temperature, we measure the actual wall.
The actual wall.
Like,
Can't wait to get my certificate for completion.
My certificate. But yeah, man.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Little heat measuring certificate.
Imagine a graduation for that.
Turn your mic up.
What?
Turn your mic up.
Turn your life up.
Turn your mic up.
Shout out to Show Baraka. This man told me to turn my life up like it's 2008.
You gotta turn your life up.
Oh my goodness. Is that better?
Talk.
Is that better?
Yes. Yes.
Talk. That what sound like somebody saying, talk. Say something.
I was listening to an old podcast of ours before we got on this, and I said, "Shut up and talk."
Shut up and drive.
Shut up and talk.
All right, what's next? What else happened in the world? Hey man, I asked to talk about the difference between relationship, like a relationship with God, and religion.
I thought it was gonna be like a whole rollout thing. I didn't respond to that, did I?
You never responded.
Trash of me.
Victoria responded, but because she wants to know, and I want to talk about it.
Okay.
But we need a right platform to talk about it. You know what I mean? I think it's great conversation. I've told like a couple of people about it, and they was like, "Yo, definitely do that." So,
and the funny thing is, I had an idea for it, and I was about to text y'all, and I got distracted by something. I pray this group chat helps. No, not rolling with it.
I'm on this podcast though, so it's not like a mashup.
No, I'm just saying, but like it's like it would you like. All right.
You wanted this to be a Disney Channel episode.
Yeah, he just wanted to do a little name thing. He ain't think into the content at all.
Crossover, Brandon.
He ain't thinking this. No, this is the same brand all together. I'm on this podcast. I pray this.
All right. Yeah. All right. God be knowing.
We were all silent.
That's why God didn't let me send it. That's why he didn't let me send it. He was like, "Yeah, you're gonna need to keep that to yourself."
Right, instead, you publicly shared it on the podcast.
Hey, ain't no shame, baby.
So there we go.
We're gonna end up changing the name to Lord Help the Group Chat.
I'm gonna edit this out. I'm gonna edit it out. It's fine. I cut this whole part out.
No, don't do that. It's funny.
Put a commercial break in this mug. Put a Porch 959
Porch
advertisement right here.
Lord help the
right here. Do you need a porch?
Do you need a table?
Do you need a table? Some shelves, cabinets, perhaps?
Porch 959. We got everything you need.
Not the zoom out.
We've got everything you need.
What marker am I at right now? I can't even see the time. I'm about to put this in. I'm so serious. Y'all gonna hear it. It's gonna be right in there.
You better not clip this.
Well, come on down to Porch 959, and we pray this group chat helps.
Man, I thought it was safe in here.
Nah,
I thought
man.
It was safe. It's
it
not.
Ain't safe.
It is
safe.
not safe.
It ain't safe. It ain't safe.
It is not safe in here at all.
Safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe.
Baseball's trying to come back in July. All the owners signed off on it. I'm about to get the season started again so that nobody can watch.
Oh my God.
People love baseball.
They do.
It's America's favorite sport still, apparently.
Is that true? Is that really a thing? Still?
I don't believe it, but I
think they lie. I think it's a marketing ploy.
Yeah. It has to be true. You know why?
I'm like, there's no way.
You know why it has to be true? Because the worst player on those teams gets paid like $300 million a year.
Yes,
no salary cap.
They get paid the most.
Yeah.
Yes, they
lowest
do.
injury rate.
Like that money got to be coming from somewhere.
That's very true. They probably have the lowest rate of injury and the lowest
They do.
Because I mean, you don't do nothing.
Don't you have a longer? I think your seasons are shorter.
No.
Or no, there's something. No, there's another thing that's like short. Like there's basically another truncated element.
Their breaks are shorter.
Makes being a baseball player way easier.
Their physical exertion is way lower.
Yes, because the majority of the time you be in the outfield reading the Chronicles of Narnia.
In the outfield chewing double bubble.
Right, waiting on something to happen.
And don't let you be a relief pitcher.
Look at you. We should have never gave Jared video because we should have never gave him video.
I hate it.
Should never gave him video.
Yeah. If you're a relief pitcher, like you don't you come out for what 3-4 innings once a week, maybe?
Ladies and gentlemen, things are happening that you can see on this podcast. So we invite you to our YouTube page at Fresh Air Life. So just search Fresh Air Life or search Thank God for the Group Chat to find our latest episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're trying to bring back baseball, baby. All the owners signed off on it.
I couldn't tell if you were laughing or sneezing.
Sneezing.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Violent.
That last one sounded like a swallow. Like
I don't have time for this. If you want to cut something out, it's this right here.
I don't have time.
The UFC also held their first fight, a couple fights since the quarantine started.
Is that Buddy with the eye?
Yeah, Buddy with the eye.
Jesus. That boy looked like a bell pepper.
Yeah, it was one fight. His fighter, his eye was swollen shut. It looked like that was the only place he got hit all night. But yeah, they figured it out. No fans. You have to pay for it on ESPN Plus. No fans. I think maybe three fights. It was in Jacksonville, empty arena, empty space. They cut their crew down, or their TV crew down to half. No more than 2 or 3 people were allowed with the fighters ringside instead of, you got the whole 5-6 team and the family sitting down.
What, Jack? What?
Why is it so funny?
What?
Did you not see the picture of that boy?
I
know I said.
It was bad.
Why was that picture so ugly?
It was real bad.
Oh my!
I was like, did he win or lose?
Did he win? Did he win or lose?
I don't know.
I hope he lost.
I couldn't tell. It showed looked like he lost. Looked like he lost the eye, the battle.
Yeah, I thought it came out, honestly.
Yeah. So I mean, they're trying to keep it moving. I mean, from the jump, whatever Dana White was like, nah, bro. This is from like March. He was like, nah, bro, we fighting in May. Come hell or high water, we gonna fight.
Oh my God!
And we're gonna find. They were looking for, at one point. They were looking for a remote island to fight on, because under the states were like it got crazy. But Florida, Florida open. So he's like, oh, I bet Jacksonville, we got y'all. So I think there's gonna be more fights next week. I think it's a couple of weeks of just fights.
Keep it up, LeBron gonna be in there.
All right, what?
That would be funny.
Right.
Well, I heard y'all was giving out money.
Get that hairline. Hairline be back.
He gonna get his hairline beat back.
Beat back.
Hey, what happened to you, man? Man, it's a fight, man.
Oh my God!
Wait, you saying that he gonna get beat up that his hairline comes back?
No.
Oh,
it's gonna go back further.
That'll be even funnier. That'll be even funnier.
Yeah. No.
He got his hairline back?
Yeah, y'all. No.
Money buys you a lot of things.
Man, listen. That boy hairline then came back again. Said it'll be back.
LeBron gonna have braids in the next couple of seasons.
Oh my God, I wish he would.
Nah,
messing
bro,
with y'all.
He can't do that. Brown hairline come out like Jordan colorways.
All right,
drop a new one
off. You get that joke off one time. You trying to reuse the same joke?
Right. That's not how it works.
Hey,
listen, I've done it last week.
You better than that.
Replay value.
No, you are better than that, sir.
Like Jordan colorways.
But yeah, they're trying to get sports back, man, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. But you know, who knows? But yeah, if you were unaware, if you haven't been paying attention to any of the news cycles within the past week, especially.
Jesus, do we have to do this right now?
Time out. I hate Jack. Because we done been through an hour and a half of the podcast. And if there's information that he don't like, it's gonna always be too early.
Man.
So we gotta do this at the top of the podcast.
Man, we have nothing else to talk about. The elephant in the room needs to be addressed.
He been building that swing for 2 hours, and he's talking about we gotta talk about this right now. The show almost done.
Right now.
I was just about to put the cup holder in.
Right. Great timing, line.
Thanks a lot.
Right when I was about to just do something, you want to bring up stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you haven't been paying attention, in Glenn County, Georgia, shout out, man. Georgia is just not, Jesus.
I'm not doing well.
Not doing well at all.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Like good?
Yeah.
I'm asking Victoria because you don't know when your mic low enough or whatever. So.
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Who's this? Young black man, African American male, Ahmaud Arbery, was
we about to get into some things, boy.
Murdered by a father-son duo.
First of all, no.
What?
You're not about to throw duo in there like that, all willy-nilly.
By a father and son.
Thank you, sir.
While jogging through a neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia, father Gregory McDaniels and his son Travis McDaniel started following Ahmaud while he was jogging, and apparently they felt the need to bring their guns with them. And while in pursuit of him, subsequently murdered him for no reason. And this happened on February 23rd. We're in May. Mm-hmm. Okay? We're in May. This happened on February 23rd. They were just arrested on Friday. It's May 8th, if I'm not mistaken. They were just recently arrested.
Yes.
Largely in part because of the outcry on social media by the Black community and by other people of color and other communities that supported justice being had for the situation at hand, because it was caught on camera by another idiot that filmed the whole thing, that is now saying he had nothing to do with it. He didn't know what was going on, and he wants no part of this.
But you was the camera crew.
This is what he said.
What do you mean? What you was filming for if you don't want any parts of it?
He said he didn't know what was going on. He just saw someone running, and he saw a familiar vehicle he knew, which was the truck that was following
So you
him.
just film every truck that you see, that you know. I recognize that truck. Let me film it.
I'm like,
in case
bro,
they do a donut out of nowhere or something.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Right. I just want to see. They might do a trick or something.
Anyway, he's obviously just trying to clear his name because he sees what's happening and what's unfolding. You had all you had all this time since February to do that, but all
you
of
had
a
the
sudden
chance to not record it. What do you mean? How did they get the footage?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen
if he wants no part of it.
I haven't seen any stories about that. I have to look into it, but I'm pretty sure he had to hand it over, like legally hand it over to the police, because
But
now
how do they even know that he recorded it? That's the thing.
So,
right? I don't want no parts of it.
I don't know how true this is. Supposedly, he was with them. He shot the video, and the police department asked him for it, and somebody ended up leaking it from the police department or something like that. It got out some type of way from the police department. Okay. And that's why, that's part of the reason why they didn't go to jail in the first place. Yeah. Is because their police department had the footage.
Yeah.
So and he was a detective or something, an investigator or something like that.
The police father officer. Was an officer and I think subsequently investigator for the department. He had worked for that particular department for about 20, 30 years, retired, put his time in there. And he had a relationship with the current DA. And the police at the scene of the murder took it to her, saying there is more than enough probable cause to arrest them immediately, and she told them to stand down. Presumably, of course, because one, that's the homie, and stand down. That's the homie, and this is a young black man, and we don't care.
Right.
And that's just my assumption. That's just how I see it. I'm not saying that's how she felt or what she's thinking, but there's definitely a conflict of interest there that was involved for her to see this, and I'm guessing as well see the video and just be like, "No, we can't arrest him." So, and that was February 23rd. It's 3 months. February 23rd.
What?
February.
What?
Y'all not finna play me. I'm about to shut this whole thing down. I'll hang this call up right now.
Right.
Edit this whole thing out in 5 minutes.
That boy said, "You heard what I said."
Podcast on IG Live. I appreciate the laughter though.
For real.
But
the plot thickens. So there is a direction that we need to go in this conversation.
Oh, you go ahead, bro.
Ultimately, no, it's not time for it yet.
Okay. So that has it's unfolded. They're now being held without bond. They already went before the judge. And they were like, "No, y'all not getting out." And it took the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, having to step in, looking into the case after the video leaked online, for them to get involved and basically say, "Wait, whoa, what happened? Like what? And nobody got arrested? Like, no?" And they were like, "Nah, fam, this is basically nah, this ain't it." Because even the investigator that saw the video, this time people that weren't there at the scene and stuff, he was like, "Bro, there's more than enough on this video alone to arrest him." You cannot brandish, show, or threaten somebody with a gun like without probable cause, that's aggravated assault just off the bat. Which is one of the things they both got charged for, because the son had a shotgun, the father had a handgun. So that's just one of the charges they got. And I think they got felony murder, which is one of they got felony murder. I'm sorry, Jerry.
Lon is not laughing. If you
laughing.
don't have if you're not watching us live or watching us on video,
Jerry just pulled up with some Wendy's.
Yeah. Chad is doing his best to like just check off
all the boxes.
That things he has not done while doing a podcast.
Yeah, so they have been charged with I think felony murder and aggravated assault. This all under the guise of they were trying to make a citizen's arrest. Because there had been a string of burglaries and break-ins in the neighborhood recently. Fun fact, come to find out, the last break-in that was reported happened in December. It was like almost 2 months prior. So this string, if something happened for 2 months, that's not a string. Like, I don't know. That
you can call it's a string of robberies or burglaries.
That the string feels heavy-handed. That feels like every 2 weeks you got a problem. For me, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm not hanging my hat on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so found that out. They're also claiming self-defense.
Oh my God. Keep going.
I love it. This is about to be an incredible conversation. Oh my goodness.
Self-defense. So saying that he initiated contact, and there's literally a Facebook group that was started to support them, saying that these are two God-fearing men. These are two God-fearing men, and this is tragic, but this wouldn't have happened if he had just complied with simple commands. And I'm like, yo, first of all, it's not your...
Who are y'all?
Exactly, who are y'all?
Y'all not the police.
I don't know who you are.
Y'all Ku Klux Klan members, but y'all not the police.
Yeah, like, what you mean comply with simple
and
commands?
That's not, that's not hyperbole. That's fact.
Yeah.
I think like one of them is like a high-ranking Ku Klux Klan member.
The father.
Yeah.
He's in pictures with he's been seen in pictures with at a, I don't know if it's a march or a rally or a powwow, whatever they be doing. So like there's that dumb side of it. Like, if you cannot, and I know like we had the little kind of trying to like navigate the, like Keith brought up like last week, white shame and white guilt, and we're trying to like break down like how that goes and all that. So even if you don't want to digest it, like human for human, like if you're jogging down the street and someone pulls up on you from behind in their truck, regardless of who you are, what you are, like that's just plain out, like that is baseline, you're harassing me.
Right.
Like whether or not you feel I did something, I'm doing something, it's not your job. This is not your job. You don't have the authority to do any of this.
Right.
So, and even at that, like, bro, I'm jogging. Like, I don't got nothing in my hands. I ain't got nothing on me. Like, what I take? Like, what's this?
Right.
So, just baseline at that, I'm being harassed. You're brandishing you brought your gun with you. Not even just that, your shotgun with you, which has a spread. So you're intending not to miss me if you shoot at me.
Right.
So all like harassed, intention, like all this stuff is speaking to like this didn't just happen. Like you planned. Like even if you saw me, you planned to do something. Like, you don't roll up with a shotgun. Like, come on, bro. And it's just this cycle of like enablement, the DA, the I think one of the I'm blanking right now. One of the, not the current district attorney, one of the higher level people recused himself from the situation, but before he did so, took it upon himself to write a letter saying that he sees no reason why they should be arrested for murder. Like, it was an unfortunate incident. There had been a string of break-ins, and apparently they have someone on camera who they are thinking was him, walking into a house under construction or something and coming out a few minutes later, which at best is like baseline, maybe trespassing, like a slap on, like nothing. It's nothing. It is nothing. Even if he did, doesn't matter. Nobody, like, it doesn't matter. It's nothing. Like, that's what you had to go on. Like, that's the thing that went on and was like, all right, I need to get my shotgun. Somebody just walked into an empty house. I need to get my shotgun. Like, not your house, an empty house. Nobody lives there, nothing on the property. But your first reaction is, I need to get my shotgun.
Okay. Are we done with the introduction?
I think so.
Okay.
Just asking. Before, yeah. Last thing. So, just as stuff has been unfolding, there's been this web. It's a web of enablement, a web of racism, a web of misconduct, a web of just downright illegal behavior and a disregard for Black life. So, for you, like, as a DA, to see this on camera and be like, stand down because this is my friend, is like if you're going to be in a position and you can't separate the law from even a family member, like, you just,
right,
you shouldn't be there. And I hope she gets charged too for dismissing that, because she did that from what we can tell, she did that on the basis of her connection to him, and that's definitely illegal. That's at best obstruction to justice. And that's all I got for now.
Great job, Lord.
Sorry for trying to break in, but I don't know. Victoria, go.
Legit, chew.
Right. I think so. I'll take it personal first before we go broader. But this one,
Lon, are you recording this?
Yeah.
Okay.
This situation hit me a lot harder than past ones have. I think I've reached the point. I feel like there's always a lot of talk around like self-care and like separating yourself from knowing too much about these situations. But this was the one time where I opened myself up a little bit more to knowing more of the details and just keeping in tune with what was going on. And it's to the point now where it's just a level of sadness that's not even identifiable, if that makes sense.
It's exhausting.
Like, I feel like, yeah, like I feel like I've in a way become very almost numb to these things when they happen. But with this one, it was like a sadness that I couldn't even identify. Yep. And it was very overwhelming. It was all consuming. And it hurts. It really, really hurts. To know that you're hated, for the color of your skin, take themselves from their home to track you down and lynch you. To know that there are people who will find a way to justify this behavior. To know that people who you thought you knew would still stand by and not say anything or not speak out about it. And to basically just be constantly reminded that we live in a country where like people do not respect us, they don't care about us. And even within that, seeing like the perversion that people within the Black community have taken in handling this, that has bothered me immensely as well. And I said this at the beginning of the podcast, when I said like Sean King is still a scammer, like his behavior in this has been, to me, like beyond anything, it's been such a slap in the face just to, I don't even know the word. It's just been a slap in the face to just like handling things with care and being a compassionate individual and having tact in handling things like this. It's there's just a lot to unpack that I personally am still trying to unpack. Because again, it's been very, like I said, it's been a very, like last week was very overwhelming for me. Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of different people say, like, why did this one hit so hard? And I feel like the main reason why this one hit so hard is because we actually, for the first time, actually saw somebody fighting, like literally fighting for their life. You know what I'm saying? Like the closest thing we saw was the whole Philando Castile situation. You know what I'm saying? He got shot in the car. That's terrible. But this dude is actually fighting for his life. He's like, I don't know what's about to happen. And that was, for me, that was the hardest thing to watch. Because I'm like, that's crazy. You hunted this man. You're like, he's in between two cars. There's a car behind him. And then to say that it was self-defense, when I heard that, it pissed me off so bad. Because if I'm running and I'm jogging, and there's a car behind me, and I'm in a white neighborhood, there's a dude in the trunk, sitting in the trunk of the car with a handgun, and a dude standing beside me with a shotgun. The only thing I know is fight or flight. And for me, it's fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. He saw gun in his face. I'm running at you to at least try to throw the shot off, something. And for that dude to shoot him in his chest like that and watch him fall and somebody come and check on him after he was shot, like, it pissed me off so bad. And like, I'm still trying my best, like, not trying to make this about me at all, but I'm still trying to, like,
it's about you.
I mean, yes.
It's about you.
It is. But at the same time, I'm just like, man, like, this is crazy. Like, for this dude, it's the scariest thing in the world. And then some stuff happened over here in my neighborhood. And of course, my neighborhood is being gentrified. Young Black dudes was getting into it. They shooting around. And now a couple white folks in the neighborhood are running around trying to find them. And I'm like, this is the exact same thing that happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has nothing to do with you. Go home, call the police. They ain't gonna do nothing but make, you know what I'm saying, make bad murders worse either. But even still, like, this is not for you to handle this. And that's like, that was the hardest part for me. Like, to know it's not just the police, it's everybody.
Is it my go?
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Today, I was sent a video involving new information about Ahmaud Arbery. Hear me out when I say this. It was a black cop providing this information. I think he's a Georgia cop, and so he was giving the so he was saying like, yo, this is law, this is state law, this is state law.
Georgia, yeah.
And I'm like, so I look at the video and I text the person who sent me the video and I said, who is this coon? And they were like, watch the whole video. I'm like, okay, but I don't care what the outcome is. From the very beginning, he's a coon to me. You know what I mean? So essentially from beginning to end, that's what it's going to be. Because why would you make a video like this? Number one, and I'll say this before I get into it, I agree with each and every last single thing that y'all have said. Yeah. Everything that has come out of your mouth, I vehemently agree with. They said, so the video does not change my stance whatsoever. Yeah. And I even think videos like this are very divisive in their attempt to nullify the Black voice and whatever is taking place here. You don't want to miss, and I'll tell you what was said before I'll get into it, but you don't want to miss what the narrative of this whole thing is. These men were not arrested.
Yes.
Nothing was done.
Bare minimum.
They should, if someone gets killed,
you can't go home.
Due diligence is supposed to take place. So when trials are supposed to be had, when we say we want justice for this young man, it means we want his death to have meant something enough for us to have been made aware of it, for his mother to have some type of solace about it, whatever it is, the same type of scrutiny that it would have taken place as if it were someone of another race. We want the same respect for him. The issue is that it was a Black person that was shot in the street and was killed, and nothing was done about it. Just like it was 1930. Mm-hmm. So, or anytime, like you acting like it's remnants of the Jim Crow era. It is reminiscent of that. Mm-hmm. So this black cop, and I said to myself, I said, he's a cop before he's Black.
It's fraternal.
He's a cop before he's Black. And so he said, he was like, so there is a video of a young man that identified as Ahmaud who is walking down the street. He sees a house that is being renovated, a house that is being worked on. He looks around, and I saw the video. He does look around. Mm-hmm. He looks around, and then he makes a light sprint into the building, into the dwelling. So it is illegal to do that. Mm-hmm. It is illegal to go into a building that you do not possess or have not been welcomed into, and just walk in the building, and that's illegal. That's trespassing, and it's viewed as burglarizing because they don't know what you took. So they automatically, if you walk into a building like that, you stole something in their mind. You know what I mean? That's law, apparently. But we all know what laws are. You know what I mean? Like, laws are built to, like, laws aren't in our favor. They're in someone else's favor. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they could be thrown out somewhere else or whatever it might be. But, of course, we're going to get the short end of the stick on that type of stuff. He sprints into the building, and in the video, someone that they're saying was him, we'll say that. Allegedly, he sprints, but I do see the video. This young man sprinting into the building. Someone shouts out, "Hey, get out of there. You shouldn't be in there." He then runs. So the whole narrative of it, he was jogging and just like jogging in his neighborhood. That's kind of like out of the window now, because he was running away from trespassing or doing whatever it was that he was doing. One of the men that is being tried at this point, he calls he calls the police, lets them know that someone was in the spot, right? That's legal. Yeah, you can do that. They then proceed. So then he makes the point to say, yeah, that's legal. What he was doing was illegal. Da 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 da. He then says that they begin to pursue him in order to make a citizen's arrest, which is legal as well. Yes, it's legal. Yes, we know that. That part is legal. Then he mentions that there is, they meet up with another man at the end of the street that had a shotgun in hand, and it's legal to carry a firearm. You had a right to bear arms, and open carry is legal in Georgia. Yes, all of that is legal.
Some counties, some cities have different. It's weird. It's stupid here.
Right. And he rushes him. You then can make the claim that he was using self-defense in doing so. It's like, fam, like, what is your point in this? Like, does any of this now justify why this young man is no longer here? Does any of this justify why yes, I ran out. Yeah, fine. Yeah, that's legal. But all of this, like, how stuff can be legal but not be right?
Yeah.
And you know how stuff can be legal but not be done correctly? Like, yeah, this might be legal, that might be legal, but your intent behind it. And that's the gray area. That's what we're fighting. But what we're fighting against is how y'all knew something went wrong because no one was arrested. Nothing. Someone died in the street.
And you had a video.
And now you don't want any parts of this video that you had. Something, that the intent behind all of this was not right. And then on top of that, y'all in the KKK. So I don't want to hear, because this whole thing was like, you got to check the facts. You got to check the facts. None of those facts. And let me back up. They're saying that he also was involved in like 3 other strings of like crimes that took place in that neighborhood. So maybe he wasn't the most upstanding citizen after all. So, let's say allegedly he's not the most upstanding citizen after all. So what? That doesn't, to me, that does not justify anything that took place in that video on that day.
None of it. The same.
Like, so you want to change the narrative. You want to change the narrative from what it's smoke and mirrors. It's now, look at this. He wasn't the most upstanding citizen after all. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, fam. So what? That's not even a point. Who cares? Who cares? One is not parallel to the other. Yeah, I ran out of a house that nobody was in and that no one lived in, but it justifies 2 men in 2 pickup trucks coming to, or whatever cars they were in. I know it was 1 pickup truck, and then a shotgun being pointed at me and all of that type of stuff. It doesn't justify that. It doesn't warrant that. And then on top of that, it doesn't warrant me not being here anymore. And you boxing me and making sure I don't get out or whatever it is. I was surprised he had the wherewithal to rush to do.
Me too.
All I'm saying, my point in bringing that up is, people, do not be misled, because this is starting to circulate more and more now. Like, from the time that I got it, I'm seeing more and more people starting to receive this. Do not be misled. Do not be swayed away from what the real issue is. The issue is that they covered this up for months on end, and that no one was tried, no one was questioned or anything in regards to this. That is not justice. Period.
Yeah. Hoping and praying for justice for his family. Like you said, man, like, I don't have kids, man, but like, you never, like, come on, bro. Like, his mom, his dad, like he not home no more.
Right.
Like what we talking about? Like somebody not home no more over nothing,
Right.
literally nothing.
Right.
And yes, even if he was quote unquote trespassing, bro, maybe he had to pee. Like, come on, like it's just not even that serious, bro. Like it didn't warrant you approaching anybody with shotguns. Like it was what it was. This was a modern day lynching. This how y'all chase him down.
That's you looked at her. You looked at this white woman in the wrong way.
Exactly.
So we're going to kill you.
That's it.
I didn't like the way that you didn't speak to me, so we're going to kill you. It's literal target practice. We can do whatever we want to you because you're black. That's the frustrating thing. That's what puts tears in Victoria's eyes. That's what makes Jared so close to it. You know what I mean? Like that's what angers you and I, because this is each and every last single one of us at any point in given time.
Don't even know. Blink of an eye. Blink of an eye. You just gotta, like, we live in this weird space. And I didn't grow up here. Like I've been in the U.S. for what 15, 16. I don't know, for a while now, and I didn't grow. So I'm even at times still adjusting to the thought of like I gotta think about this. In moments where it's like, man, somehow I have to hold my breath and keep breathing at the same time and be okay with that. And it's just like how do I even I'm supposed to go about my day and act normal when stuff that seems like I should be able to normally do, people are getting killed for without consequence. You get to go home, bro. No, it's all good. Like what do you like?
That's
Anybody
something I
else?
wish white people would honestly understand better is um the normalcy, like what you were just saying, Lon, like how we have to continue on. We have to just look past these things, not look past them, but like we have to carry these things in the midst of trying to carry on with our normal day-to-day activities. And that is just something that white people are completely absolved of. And it shows. And I think that that just compounds the frustration because it's just like we are over here literally fighting for our lives. We have to think about every single step we take, every single action. Like, I think about, okay, sure, him going into an abandoned property. I used to do that when I was growing up. Like, you go into when new subdivisions are being built, you're curious. Like, you run inside the house. You're like, oh, what's this going to look like when it's over? And so it's just like to think about, like, you can't even do like the simplest of things without it potentially being a threat or a reason for someone to then be like, oh, I want to end your life today because I don't like that you did this.
Right. We can't do the simple boys will be boys things.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
God,
Like there's
Jesus.
it doesn't exist for us.
No such thing.
Women, black girls are viewed as women at the age of 7. And little boys are viewed as grown men. Little black boys are viewed as grown men at the age of 12. That's the issue. Aside from the fact that these are Ku Klux Klan members.
Aside from the blatant racism.
Yes, aside from that, there's underlying racism involved in that, to where even like the person that is not on any or racist organization, there still is some underlying racism involved in the decision making, and even in the decision making to care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I talked about it on my Instagram, and I just decided to get off Instagram for a while. I'm like, I'm so sick of people and their dumb opinions. You know what I mean? But I said it the other day because I saw a post that that was thanking white people for yeah, yeah. Thanking white people for
If I saw one more of those posts. No, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
It was a post just saying, I just want to say thank you for. I just want to shout out all the white people that's standing up for injustice and speaking out about injustice. I posted it and I said, absolutely not. No.
It's like telling a father thanks for babysitting the kids.
Exactly. Like an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, so there's no such thing as, I'm like, oh, okay, fine. This is a civic duty to speak out against injustice. And I was wondering, I was talking to Victoria about it briefly, like after I posted, I'm like, I was wondering, like, why were these posts, or what about this post was rubbing me the wrong way? I'm like, what? Oh, we're thanking you, as my friend Elena, friend of the show, would say, Elena Washington would say, thanking birds, but clapping for birds for flying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're supposed to do, is speak out against injustice. So what? We're not we're not your specific people group, but we are people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. What are we thanking you for? For making sure that the judicial and the justice system does what they're supposed to do? What are we thanking you for? People is what makes a civilization civil.
Mm-hmm.
What are we thanking you for? For being a literal American, as we like to uphold? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal? What am I thanking you for? We don't thank ourselves for standing up for injustice, so why am I thanking you? Y'all are we stand up so that y'all can stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything, I would thank my community for making these people aware of what's going on in this world so that something can happen.
Because they sure tried to bury this boy.
I remember when this story first came out, a month or so ago. It very quickly got swept under the rug. Like, people were posting about it for a bit, and then it just completely disappeared.
Mm.
And then it reappeared once that video resurfaced.
Mm.
And I also watched the press conference after the arrests were made. And I don't even know who the man was who was talking. It was some white man. But he stood up there and he really tried to convince everybody. He was just like, please rest assured that these arrests were not made because of the video being released, but because we were finally able to identify probable cause, or like there were certain avenues that we had to go through to justify these arrests being made. And so that's another thing. It's like, don't talk to us stupid,
bro.
Don't talk
You
to us
had
stupid.
the chance to just be human, bro. We messed up.
You do not get to talk to me.
We messed up. The people that we put in place that were supposed to do their jobs did not do their jobs, and we are sorry about that. And
that's all you needed to say.
We are sorry about that, and this is a complete dismissal of the justice that we say we care about. But now that we know and we're fully aware, we will take all measures that we can to make sure that the Arbery's know that the people that killed their son have been held accountable accordingly. See,
Thank you and good night.
That was 20 seconds. 20 seconds out of your whole life.
Well, what you're proposing is an admittance of wrong.
Yeah.
And people can't do that.
Shoot. I'm married. I gotta do that every month.
Probably got to do it more than that and don't even know it.
I'm trying to make myself look good, bro. Come on.
I'll say one thing. I'm not speaking for nobody else. I'm done I'm done marching. I'm done hiking, running, walking. I'm done with all that. Like, I never understood it until now. Like, I think this one pushed me over the edge. Like, this one was the one that made me go, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I finally understood. I finally understand. And I'm probably, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to check my heart later on. But I finally understand my uncle saying, I'm tired of being Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally at that place. Because this one pissed me off, bro. Like, I get it. I get it. He ran in a building. But like Victoria said, you know what I'm saying? Well, I did that when I was little. And then to think, like, dang, I could have been him when I was younger. Me and all my friends. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean to take it back to the, you know, I know we were trying to get out of the depths of the whole situation, but but this was like, it's frustrating. I mean, especially being in this neighborhood that I'm in, seeing how it's being gentrified, and seeing how people react to Black people. You move to this neighborhood knowing that Black people were going to be in this neighborhood. Nobody's doing anything wrong. Maybe you might hear a few gunshots every now and then. But that, I mean, it doesn't give you the right to run around calling the police on 3 Black guys walking down the street at 12 o'clock. Like, they didn't do anything wrong. Nobody's complaining about anything. Everybody's is a part of or in a group text message on their phones. I mean, and group text messages. Like, we got Slack text messages, Google Drive, Google, whatever the Google one is. We got all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And to know that, like, nobody said anything and y'all are calling the police on 3 guys walking down the street, and these dudes are getting hemmed up. You sitting them on the sidewalk on the darkest parts of the street. You know what I'm saying? Me and neighbors are sitting outside watching the police to make sure. We got to watch the police to make sure they don't do none of these little Black boys. Like, that shit is stupid, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm the one that cuss on the podcast. Okay. But anyway, I'm like, this shit is stupid, bro. Like, it's just dumb. It's dumb. Like, we got to do this every day. Every day we got to live with this. Every day. And I'm over it.
Yeah.
So that's where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So pray for me if you must.
Man, pray for all of us.
Dang, there was something
but
else.
yeah,
I forgot.
You say something, Victoria?
No, there was another point. I forgot.
Okay. This is gonna continue to unfold, obviously. And I am.
White people, speak up if you have Black friends and Black people in your life. You
can we not high-fiving you and patting you on the back for doing it?
Thank you, Jack.
No.
Thank you, Jack.
And stop saying dumb stuff. Well, maybe
we're not high-fiving you.
Just stop saying dumb stuff, yo.
Real.
Oh, maybe. If you don't get out of here with that Black on Black crime foolishness, fam, Black on Black crime is racist in its origin. White people came up with Black on Black crime, knowing daggone well that there's white on white crime going on. Well, if y'all stop killing yourselves, then maybe we should care about y'all. Is racist at the root.
Yeah. If I were to say, if y'all don't stop overdosing in West Virginia, how would you feel?
And then we'll care about you.
And then we'll care. Cool. All right, we cool. See how dumb it sounds? How insensitive it sounds?
Heroin and crack.
Yeah, it sounds stupid.
And methamphetamines.
Why you say the whole word, though?
Clearly, it's a cyclical. Like, there's an issue. It's an issue. It didn't just start. And Black on, like, come on, man. Like, you don't.
People that live in close quarters with one another.
I was about to say, you don't put 2 lions in the cage and get surprised when they fight.
Right. Like, it's going to happen from time to time, just like it happens in you guys' community.
On top of that,
like,
you
it's not we've seen white people wild out, and it makes me excited to see white on right crime.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, look at the white people acting a fool.
After they just won a football game, went and flipped somebody's car.
They're just zealous fans.
That's funny. That's cute.
They're zealous fans.
That's not punishable.
Yeah. So definitely praying for justice. That this one,
this is going to the Supreme Court, right?
They're trying to take it there.
Because they need to charge them for a hate crime.
I don't know how long it's going to take them to get to that particular case, but they want to make it a civil issue.
It's also sad because I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like such a Debbie Downer.
Well, this whole conversation is
just a Debbie Downer. But it's one of those things of like, I'm not even, like when the arrest was made, I wasn't even excited. Like people were celebrating. They were like, oh, this is a step. I'm like,
I was like, okay.
Y'all, how many times have we been here?
No. I reposted.
It literally isn't. This is baseline.
No, yeah. I reposted it to make people aware that you don't have to talk about that or talk about it from that standpoint anymore. This took place, but there were no like praise emojis or this and that. Like it was just, okay, this took place.
We've been here before.
Yeah.
For
so
real.
now what?
We've been here before. But yeah, definitely praying for justice. Praying that people's eyes will be open one day.
That grateful day.
Yeah.
When every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess.
And stop.
When heaven meets earth.
Stop with this thematic thought of, well, these were God-fearing. Like,
who's thinking like this? Who's thinking like this? If you have friends like this that are thinking this way,
oh no, I have none. I'm talking about the stuff I see on Facebook, like not the
like
Facebook.
Facebook group.
So you got them. So you got friends.
No, I'm talking about somebody sent me a screenshot of the Facebook group that got started to support
Christians
them.
for the Christian
McDaniels or something like that,
group trying to get them free from jail. I'm like, y'all are.
Oh, was it Christianity.com?
Right.
Sponsored post.
Lon found a website called Christianity.com, and that's where he gets his information from.
That's all my doctrine from.
It's the source.
It's right here.
For him.
Right here.
It's the source.
But
I almost yelled at one of my white friends.
Yeah, cut it out. Cut it out.
A major clickety clacking around. Go sit down.
This Jay talking to his dog.
Major, go up.
Oh, Lord Jesus. All right. But yeah, man, I pray everyone is well. I pray that even in the midst of this turmoil, that somehow we'll be like comforted, man, and find some sense of solace in our community. Part of you wants to pray that this is the last time it's gonna happen, but man, sometimes hope is hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially. Never mind. I'm not gonna be that person.
And don't do it. But yeah,
no, you know what? I am gonna do it. But some people need to know that Christians deal with the same things that they deal with. It's hard to hope for something, especially when like you're hoping after every situation is something that that justice is brought to the person that did some type of evil, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
The little girl that shot and killed a man in his own house.
Bro, Botham Jean.
10 years.
Yeah.
Botham Jean. I was just thinking about that. I was tripping. Like, fam, hook, line, sinker, dead to rights. This is open shut. 10 years.
10 years. But a young black dude walks around, first offense, has a dime sack of weed in his pocket and gets 60 years. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Fam, Botham Jean's murderer because that's what it is. 10 years, her brother gets up and gives her a hug saying that he forgives her. As believers, what is our take on that? Unless Lon had another place to go.
No, I was just gonna drop the Nelly versus Ludacris versus is coming up next week to close out the podcast.
Okay.
I don't care. We can go.
Real quick thoughts on that.
No one asked for this.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not about to graze over that. I literally asked the question.
Thoughts on it? So,
you're not ready? I'll go.
For me, it's not as complicated as people are making it out to be. I get the visuals of it, but that does not. I wouldn't have done it. Me personally, I wouldn't have done it publicly. Like at court or whatever. Because of the dynamics of it.
Yeah.
I understand and as a believer agree with the principle of forgiveness. Like we're commanded, required even, to do so. But I think there's this weird space where it becomes he forgave her, so it must not have been that bad. And it's like, no, there's not one without the other. Like God forgave the thief on the cross as he was dying. He still died. He still was crucified. Like it's like, so you still gotta go to jail. Like all this has to happen. But from my perspective, I would have been wary of the visualization of it to people that, one, are not of the faith, but also have differing thoughts on the case as a whole, like all together. And if it was something that was personal for him to do, I can't tell him not to do that. I wouldn't have done it.
No, of course not.
Yeah, so if that's something that he needed to do for him to be at peace, I get it. I just wouldn't have done it like that.
I think, the issue was, yes, he did it, but it was the thing that he put the whole, the whole Christian thing on it, the whole Christian stamp on it. Well, I'm forgiving you because, I'm a Christian, blah, 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 all of that type of stuff. I think it, in a way, it nullifies what mercy and what grace is.
Yeah.
The way in which it was done. So here's the thing that a lot of times that we forget about grace and mercy. And because if the other shoe doesn't drop, then neither matters. So without God's wrath, his mercy ain't much. Like, what are you giving me mercy for? You are merciful. That's what you do. It's like, but there's a whole wrath behind me that I could have laid on you. You know what I mean? That's what makes it so important. That's what makes God's mercy so great, because his wrath is so great. And and it's justified. That's the thing. So for him to just, I don't even think she asked for forgiveness. I just think he just walked up to her and was like, I forgive. And I get what you're saying about he had to do that for himself. I can forgive you, right? I can forgive you in my heart.
I gotta hug you.
And I don't have to live with that on my heart. But in order for me to say I forgive you, and for me to really embrace you in that until then, you gotta feel that thing.
You gotta feel the weight of that.
Especially if you're only getting 10 years, you probably only gonna serve 5 of those 10 or whatever it might be. So I forgive you in my heart, but unless you ask me for that, then my heart is prepared to forgive you and just to openly embrace you. Like, I've been waiting for you. That's the Lord. That's God with us. You're like, he's ready to forgive us. He's ready. He's waiting. He's longing for it. But we got to go up and say, look, I'm a sinner. I did wrong. I jacked up. I offended you. I did you wrong. Please forgive me. I've been waiting for you to say that. Here is my unmerited favor. Here's my mercy. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of look. I'm not going to say it nullifies the gospel because it's the gospel. So no, but I'm like, as believers, a lot of time, and moreover, as Black believers, a lot of time, we just so ready to just spew out mercy and grace upon people, and it's like that's what nullifies it, is because people they don't have, there's no wrath behind it. There's no, like, where's the other shoe?
You gotta feel the weight of that.
You gotta feel the weight of it.
You gotta feel the weight of it. And at the point I can't even, at the point and in that particular situation, like you can't even, I mean, you can go off what she says, but like you can't even trust that she's sorry it happened or she's sorry she's going to jail for it.
Exactly.
So that's when it's just,
because he saw that she was crying, so he runs up to her and he's like, "Oh, I forgive you." I'm like, yes. That's the love of Christ inside of you. That's the love of Jesus inside of you, man. But like, yeah, I'm not mad at old boy for it.
Yeah, I'm not.
But it did put out a message to people, you know, and it did raise an important question in our community. Like, yo, we just be ready to forgive people, and we should be, but we don't want people to feel the weight of it. You know what I mean? So much so that we like, I'm gonna forgive you, and they not even asking for forgiveness. Like, I'm not sorry. I'm gonna do this again.
You gotta sit in it, man.
And we gonna do it again and again and again.
And that's why Black folks are so upset, and so many Black people are like, this Christian faith. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a part of that. We've been forgiving people and turning the other cheek since slavery. You know what I'm saying? And exactly the same stuff that you was talking about. Like, no, you got to feel some of that before that grace and mercy. And it's like we've been turning the other cheek and forgiving folks for years. And I'm like, I mean, at some point it's kind of hard to, like, for the people who are so hurt behind this stuff, it's hard. It becomes harder to defend your faith with their feelings, because you still want to be sensitive to how they feel. You know what I'm saying? And if they're going against your faith, but you want to talk about the love of God, then it's like, well, your love of God made this man forgive her in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like those become the hard things to have conversations with people about.
Yeah.
But
it's hard too, because I think he doesn't, like, and like he said, there's no knock against him. Like, if that's what he needed to feel like he needed to do for himself,
right?
But I think even as a Christian,
like, what does it communicate?
Like, you have to, as a person of color, like, think about, like, the weight of oppression behind this particular case, even all the cases that have come before it. It's not to say, like, you don't, think about your faith and all that, but, like, there is a visual representation of what, like, these actions are going to have a ripple effect. As much as you want the gospel to speak tones through your hugging her and forgiveness of her, there's also, I don't know, there's a push and pull, and there's a push and pull of who this is going to push away and who this is going to attract. And you just,
that's the thing. Well, I want this. I want the rewards of this. Yeah. You must be born again.
Yes.
There's something that you have to do.
Yeah. Right. He should have hit her with that. Did he hit her with that?
No, he ran up to her and embraced her.
Yeah.
And that's the emotion behind it, right?
Yeah.
We ready to forgive as believers. That's amazing. Awesome. But again, you got to put it in the mindset of God. We sinned against God in the beginning of time. It took hundreds of years for God to send his son. Why? So that we could feel the weight. You got to feel the weight of it. You got to feel the weight of it. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be ready, like, to forgive, but forgiveness, asking for forgiveness in a way communicates, I do feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And you can forgive a person in your heart. You can be ready to forgive a person. You know what I mean? But like just, you know what I mean? But like, I'm gonna forgive you because I'm a Christian. It's like, fam, yes, but like she didn't ask for it.
Man, she didn't ask for it.
She didn't ask for it.
The whole time she's trying to justify, not even justify. She's trying to get the weight of all of this off of her without asking for any forgiveness at all. She never said, "Man, I hope y'all forgive me for this."
Right.
Like literally, never said that.
Right. So, but again, I agree with Jack. I don't want this to be missed. We should be forgiving people in our heart. We should be forgiving people without an apology. You know what I mean?
Nope. I'm just playing.
We should be. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because the Bible talks about like if we don't forgive people, how can our Father in heaven forgive us? You know what I mean? So we should be. But that whole because this is what it was. We're reconciling. I'm reconciling with you. And forgiveness and reconciliation are two different things.
Absolutely.
You know? Right. So what he was doing was reconciliation. I'm going to be friends with you. You could write me in jail. We could do all of that type of stuff. I know you just killed my brother. I ain't really worried about it.
And he was trying to holler. I'm just playing.
And on that note,
it's time to go.
Right.
Hey, we love y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Stay safe out there.
Real quick. Ludacris
Victoria didn't like my joke.
Ludacris and Nelly.
Yeah, next versus battle that's up is Ludacris and Nelly. Who y'all got?
Can't stand.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Ludacris versus Nelly. Who y'all got?
I got dirty.
I think Luda might take this.
I got dirty.
Ludacris landslide victory.
I got dirty.
All right.
That's a lie.
I think Nelly has a 5. I think Nelly has like 4 strong hits that Ludacris ain't touching, right? But then everything else in his catalog is up for debate. So dilemma.
I wanna. Number 1.
I'm trying to tell you, Ludacris got a catalog, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. I was arguing with my friends. They was like, Nelly got that easy. I'm like, you forgot who Ludacris was. These Fast and Furious movies got you
fooled y'all.
Got you forgetting who Ludacris was. They was like, Ludacris only got 2 good albums. I'm like, and Nelly has 3. Nelly made Sweat and Suit.
Like Suit.
Nelly made Sweat and Suit. He's like, but don't call him Sweatsuit. It's just Sweat and Suit. Bro, Ravi Zacharias just passed.
Oh, fam.
That's too much.
He just what?
Man, I saw it. Jesus.
No, bro.
For those who don't know, Ravi Zacharias is Christian evangelist, one of probably the most profound apologists for the faith. And he had been battling cancer for a little while. And I saw a couple of days ago, they said the prognosis wasn't good, but it wasn't. I didn't realize it was like this, yo.
Dang.
Oh, man, rest in peace to Ravi Zacharias, man.
Over the years, I heard about Ravi Zacharias, and I had an audio book of his, so I would listen to it. It was called Jesus Amongst Other Gods. It's an amazing book. Just within the past few months, I just started realizing my calling as an apologist, and he was one of the heavy references, and that I would refer to and listen to. Just an amazing mind on on the take of God versus atheism versus any other religion. Because he's from the Middle East, and so he was well versed in well versed in a lot of religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, et cetera, et cetera. Amazing man of God. Thank you, Ravi Zacharias.
He was never argumentative.
No, he seemed like he seemed very full of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, he always was very like people would get. He would just always talk to people in love. Like I've never heard him raise his voice in an argument over faith and over God. Like he was just, yeah. 2 Timothy 2:4-7. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award me on that day. And not only me, but also to all who have loved his appearing. Rest in peace to Ravi. Comfort and prayers to his wife. I know that they're celebrating the anniversary. It was like 49, 48 years. His kids, his family, to his ministry. He left his mark. Man. Yeah. So, yeah. Rest in peace to Ravi Zacharias.
Unbelievable, bro. Oh, man. People, get your house in order. You understand? Please.
Right.
All right. This has been Thank God for the Group Chat. Man, we really appreciate y'all taking your time out to spend with us. My name is Lon. Victoria was here. Keith was here. Jerry and Porch 959 was also here.
So it was Aaron and Jaden. Yeah.
Aaron and Jaden.
The whole company was there.
Right.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell some more friends, man. And we will be back to update y'all on the news of the day and the happenings of the culture. All right, man. Y'all continue to stay safe out there in the midst of everything the world is battling with, pandemic and all. Yeah. All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.